knew 6 years ago that a four-letter word would have so much meaning to all of us standing in this room today. I am Paige. I am 17 years old, and I am from a small town in Nova Scotia. I would like to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to be here with us all today to witness the Tim Hortons Children's Foundation Youth Leadership Program graduation. Camp: commitment, adventure, memories, and proud. These are just some of the words that represent what camp means for me. I remember 7 years ago, just like it was yesterday. That was the day my whole world came crashing down around me. 7 years ago, I lost my best friend, my happiness, my father. I felt as if that day I went from being a 10-year-old to becoming an adult, all in just one day. My mother had been left with 3 children and no support, and although I was just 10 years old, I knew it was my duty as the oldest to step up and help my mother. However, 2 years after having lost my father, I felt as if I had completely lost myself in my childhood. Fortunately, this all changed one beautiful, bright day during the month of May 2006, when my principal called me down to the office. As I started my walk towards the principal's office, the realization of where I was going kicked in, as well as the questions that started to overwhelm in my head. The questions such as, what had I done, and how much trouble was I in? As I entered the principal's office, I saw him standing in the corner smiling, and 2 best friends were also there glowing with smiles. That day, my whole childhood and happiness was given back to me. He told me I had been sponsored to go to a camp called the Tim Hortons Children's Foundation. This was an honor for me, but it also covered my thoughts of fear. The fear of leaving my mother for 10 days on her own with my younger siblings, the fear of not being able to keep them safe. If it wasn't for that incredible woman, my mother, and the people who sponsored me to be here, I would not be here talking in front of you all today. She convinced me that day, even though it worried her, to let her eldest daughter travel away for 10 days. She knew I needed to do this, and she needed me to do this. The day rolled around, and 5 o'clock in the morning came. As we pulled up to the Tim Hortons in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, the Tim Hortons bus arrived to pick me and plenty of other children up to take us to the airport. As I was saying goodbye to my mother, I felt as if I was losing someone all over again. The thought crossed my mind not to go, and I almost considered not going, until I looked out the window of the bus and saw my big mother's warmest smile, which gave me the strength to go that day. Arriving at camp for summer camp, I had challenging thought. 7 girls, 2 rooms, and we were to become a team with all of them. How was I supposed to achieve that? I arrived at the Onondaga Farms, where I was greeted by lots of smiling faces. The 2 in particular stood out of the crowd. They are now known to all of us as our counselors. The first day was difficult. As I said, 7 girls, 2 rooms, and 2 counselors. As the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th day rolled around, it was as if our cabin had become one big family. We all depended on each other, laughed, and had fun, and possibly cried on day 9. Day 10 came around quickly, and it was now time to let go and say goodbye. But saying goodbye was just like losing myself all over again. In those short 10 days, I remember what it had felt like to be a child and to be lively again. I went home with the thought in my mind that it was all over, and that I would never experience anything like what I felt like that again in life. Yes. Then the next year came, and I remember walking into the house from school, and my mother telling me that I had received a letter. I also remember reading that letter, and that is what has put a smile on my face for the past 6 years. That letter I received was an invitation to start my journey towards completing the Youth Leadership Program. Once again, the summer came around, and I arrived back at camp for my first year of the Youth Leadership Program, which included an overnight cooking trip. I was scared to be out in a tent in a place I was not familiar with. But once again, I came with more happiness from eating the food, cooking on top of propane stoves, to using the washroom in the woods, to not showering. As the years carried on, I kept receiving a letter to return to camp, and it went from a 1-night overnight trip to a 4, to a 6, and to the last 7. Throughout all the years, I can say all of us standing here right now, and even the ones who couldn't be here or are not yet graduating, have created some friendships and memories they will never let go of. Leadership 5 opened up bigger opportunities. It showed us how much is out there for us and how much we can benefit out of life with all the support from the camp and our campmates. We learned good essay writing. Some of us made our first resumes. There was lots of team building with our cabins, but also team building consisted of girls building a bomb with teamwork with the boys. We can all say that would be a little tricky, putting a bunch of girls with a bunch of boys. We all pulled through though. We made not only our counselors proud, but we made ourselves proud. Leadership 5 was an opportunity to find ourselves, our real selves, and to open up to the possibilities and not be scared of the outcome. Whether the memories included canoeing for hours in the hot sun, rain on trip, camp food, climbing Silver Peak, or not climbing Silver Peak, we all have our different memories of these last 6 years, and we will be able to share our memories with all the other members, families, and friends. So as we stand here today, just think back to the labyrinth. We are all a part of building, and remember this journey is never completed. We chose to start our journey, which was the hardest decision, and maybe the camping experience is over, but the journey never ends. As for me, my plans are to enroll in a nursing program. To assist me with this, I want to become a camp counselor and give back in every aspect. I plan on seeing you all in the near future, and congratulations graduates of 2011 Youth Leadership Program. It is because of all of you that we stand here with pride. Thank you so much.
Well, I know I can say on behalf of the group here that if you're standing there with pride, we're standing here with pride, knowing what we've made happen for each of you, and we're just so thrilled about the experiences that you've had. And on behalf of all of us at the Foundation and all the restaurant owners and the board of directors of the Foundation, all the staff, thank you for all of your hard work within the program, and for all of you in the room, thank you for your support of the Foundation and for helping us truly make this kind of a difference in the lives of kids across our communities. We're going to be outside this room as we break for lunch. If any of you didn't